Arrives, guys. Welcome to Mirror Domain's Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. And indeed, on today's show, we're going to be talking about Beverly Hills Cop 4, Deadpool and Wolverine. Hugh Jackman talks about that. Spawn reboot, Friday the 13th reboot. What's going on with those? They're rebooting the Munsters again? Really? Didn't we just have one of those? And of course, we'll be talking about Furiosa because that's opening up this week. But we start off today's show by talking about Vision Quest over at Marvel. Marvel sets Vision series for 2026 with Paul Bettany and Star Trek Picard Terry Matalas as the showrunner. Last time we saw Vision, he was in WandaVision, and yes, it was the White Vision. The White Vision that we saw there. So this is where I'm getting a little bit of a mixed signal from the MCU. Remember the other day we did this story where it was like, well, you don't have to watch the other ones to understand what's going on in this series. But you kind of have to have known a little bit as to what was going on with Vision beforehand because he dies in Infinity War. Spoiler alert. So how is he back and why is he white? I don't want a recap. I don't want like a full episode recap of what happened in WandaVision, right? We don't need to see that. But we kind of have to understand what did happen so that when people see it and they're like, wait a minute, why is he back? Why is he white? Okay, does he have the same memories or is he the same as Vision now? Is he not? I don't know. Are they going to go the way of what they did for Data in Star Trek Picard? And speaking of Picard, season 3, that is where they are going with this. The showrunner who handled that series did a fantastic job in the fact that, okay, there was a robot there that died, like his body was destroyed, but like the programming still exists somewhere out there, right? And what was good about it is that he seemed to be a fan of the property. He understood all the episodes before, like you could tell that he did his homework. So Terry Matalas, Star Trek Picard, great series, great season. I was very happy with season 3. I want that on Blu-ray. So that's the guy who's taking over for Vision Quest. You know that he's going to do his homework then. You know if he's read Vision Quest, the series and stuff like that. You know he's watched WandaVision inside and out because he's the kind of guy that likes to put in Easter eggs and kind of like, well, if you watch those, then these little nods here and there are like little tips that will be kind of like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing there. That's awesome, and I think this is a good thing in the right direction. I think this is a step in the right direction. 2026 is a little further away than I would like to see it, but Terry Matalas has given me confidence because at first I was like, I don't know if I want Vision back, but how are you going to address Wanda, right? Because although the MCU has said it and Elizabeth has said it, Elizabeth Olsen, I don't think she's dead because she's the Scarlet Witch. She collapsed the mountain in on herself. So how, like, if you haven't watched Multiverse of Madness, how are you going to know what's going on with that too, right? So Marvel brought Matalas after his working on season 3 of Picard. Yeah, okay, I said that, guys. I said that. But assigning most leadership responsibilities to the directors and creative executives, Marvel head streaming Brad Winderbaum, which made that he's the one that said that quote the other day that you don't need to watch another one to figure out what was going on in this one. So that's why I said at the start there it's a little bit confusing, right? The company is also rebranding its live action TV output. Yeah, that's what we said. So the rest of it is just pretty much an announcement timeline for 2026. Um, guys, if you don't know, he is really good at crafting story and crafting payoffs. And I have to use the Picard references because there's a character that was brought back that was only in like a handful of episodes of the Next Generation series. But when she shows up, um, there's just instant, holy, I can't believe that this is happening kind of feeling to it, right? I can't believe that we're finally going to get closure for something that was left kind of hanging, and it's heartbreaking because of the acting in it, and that's the kind of energy that I would like to see in Vision Quest. Okay, I want to see Wanda and Vision say goodbye, or hello again, or are we okay with each other? Because uh, the end of WandaVision was heartbreaking for a lot of people, myself included. It was like Wanda coming to terms with loss and death, and if there's going to be a chance for them to become to be together again, I want to see that. And there's easy ways about going it, but Vision Quest, guys. Vision, Paul Bettany coming back with the showrunner from Picard season 3. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and we will talk about it. So, if you like this kind of stuff, guys, come join us here on other social media handles where we like to talk about some behind the scenes stuff. You get to see me going into the theater. I'm seeing Furiosa later on today, so pay attention for my straight out of the theater reactions and stuff like that get posted all over there and stuff. Jurassic World 4 is coming out next year, but the new Jurassic World movie lands Rupert Friend in a starring role. Gareth Edwards is directing it, and if it's coming out next year, they got to be shooting it pretty soon, you would imagine. Scarlett Johansson is going to be in this. That's great. And let's just go over to the IMDb here. Wait, was that a guy in the diaper? Stupid Amazon. Like, trust me, guys, I was not looking for diapers on Amazon. Jurassic World 4, Gareth Edwards, plot under wraps. Jonathan Bailey, Rupert Friend, and Scarlett Johansson. Manuel Garcia Rolfo is also attached. So I'm looking forward to it because of ScarJo. I'm looking forward to it because of dinosaurs. I'm somebody who liked the Jurassic World trilogy. Dominion was probably the weakest one out of all of them. I know a lot of people didn't like Fallen Kingdom, but I actually liked the direction that they were going with the cloning technology. And I think that's an avenue that you should pursue because it's horrific. You're getting into Planet of the Apes territory when you're starting to deal with that. So we'll have to see how that goes. Rupert Friend. Yes, Arglass says in the live chat. I didn't put up the live chat. Arglass says, great to see Rupert Friend front and center. Let's put that up there. With terrible lizards, good strong start with the cast. Yes. Hey, because we do this live, guys, you can come in and join us every now and then. And we've got a great community here of people in the live chat that like to talk movies and series and stuff like that. And Our Vikings is one of them for sure. Rupert Friend, we just saw him, didn't we, in Andor? No, Obi-Wan. He was one of the Inquisitors in Obi-Wan, right? So, David Koepp is the screenwriter of Jurassic Park and The Lost World, penned the script for the new installment. So the guy who wrote the first one and The Lost World is doing this new one. Okay. Set for July 2nd, 2025. Guys, I am not confident in that release date because they would have to be shooting soon, like really soon. The dinosaurs are going to take time to render, and there's going to be a big post-production window for visual effects to get completed. I'm really dubious of that, and I would not be shocked if it gets pushed. But it'd be cool if they could hit that mark. It would be cool. So, what do you guys think? Rupert Friend joining Jurassic World 4. Does it give you any more hype? Bifer in the live chat says, hey, how's it going? Yeah. Okay. So, Opening up this weekend, guys, over on the community tab there on YouTube, I posted a poll of which movie are you going to go out and see this weekend, and I put up Garfield and Furiosa, and that's what's opening up. Furiosa arrives this weekend with 88% on the tomato meter. Has that gone up a little bit? I could have sworn it was like at 87 the other day. Okay, now it's back to 87. What's going on here? It was at 88. Okay. Well, it's hanging around there. It's certified fresh. Comes out today, guys. I'm seeing it in 4 hours. So I'm going to the 3 o'clock show. Uh, Later on today, my straight out of the theater reaction will be up, as well as my best part, worst part. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Yeah, that's a new segment that we started here on the channel. I'm going to be posting the best part of the movie and the worst part. And I'm going to try to articulate that in just a quick little snippet of like 20 to 30 seconds of a reaction. Just so that people can get kind of like a bit of a critique on it, but not too much, enough to whet their appetite to say, oh, okay, this guy seems to have some interesting takes. I want to go and watch his full-length reaction or review. So we've gone over the reviews before, and yeah, because those came out a while now. So I'm watching it in the AVX theater, so I'll have the great sound. And it's a big screen. It's not quite as rich as the IMAX, but hey, it's going to be good enough. And it's easier for me to go see the AVX than it is to have to the other side of town where the IMAX is. But I would totally go and watch it in the IMAX. I should. I don't know why I'm not, but again, because I don't want to drive to the other side of town. Garfield is the other movie that's opening up with a 42%. Bifer in the live chat says, I'm seeing Garfield and Furiosa tomorrow. Arglass Viking says, not sure what is going on at my theater. The earliest Furiosa is 9 p.m. Hopefully I won't be asleep until by the end credits. Well, Furiosa is a bit of a longer run time, 2 hours and 28 minutes. So I won't be out until 5:50-ish. That's with credits and trailers that are on the movie. So probably after 6 is when I'll get home, edit and post my stuff up, probably around 7 o'clock-ish. So looking forward to that. But that's not the only thing opening up this weekend. Let's take a look at something else called Sight. 69%. Sight with Greg Kinnear and Terry Chen follows the inspiring true story of Ming Wang, the impoverished Chinese prodigy. Okay. So that's also opening up. And that is playing at the Cineplex as well. I don't know if I really want to go out and see that. I went to see 4 movies last week, 3 movies. Oh, wow. Just looking at the Art House Theater. Hitman is going to be playing there. So Hitman has also got a limited release. That's that Glenn Powell movie. Unfortunately, I'm working tomorrow and on Saturday. So we've got some things that we need to talk about here as well. If I go see it, it'd have to be on a Sunday. Hitman is at 2 o'clock on Sunday. I might go, but Hitman's going to be on Netflix. So I'll be seeing it. I want to watch it with you guys. But out of the big 2, what do you guys think? Furiosa? Garfield? Who's going to win out? I think it's going to be Furiosa, because Garfield is not it's not getting good reception. Now, that being said, let's go over to Netflix and take a look at what's coming out over there, because we have to talk about this as well. Atlas is opening up, and Atlas is that Jennifer Lopez sci-fi movie, 2 hours, that comes out tomorrow, and it's about an AI soldier that has determined that the only way to end the war is to end humanity. Brad Payton. I like the trailers for it. I do like Jennifer Lopez. And Simu Liu is in this as the bad guy. I'm looking forward to this. I was going to watch it tomorrow, but I'm working. Uh, and I have a small window in the morning where I think I will want to try to get on to do a little bit of movie news. So uh, we're going to have to push it to Saturday because I don't go into work until 12 o'clock on Saturday. So I think we'll be able to watch Atlas in the morning Saturday. Let's say like around 9 a.m. That'll be done by 11. Then I can get to work by 12. That's about right. What do you guys think about that? Um, that's probably the way we're going to go because I do want to watch it. I do want to watch it. That's what's opening up this weekend. So you got Atlas on Netflix, Furiosa, and Garfield in the theater, as well as a small release window for Hitman, Glenn Powell, and you've got Sight. Yes. And I was looking forward to next weekend to see what was coming out, but there's really not much, guys. It's weird. There's Summer Camp, Young Woman in the Sea. That's that Daisy Ridley swimming the English Channel movie, but there really isn't anything else big there. Not really until June 7th when Bad Boys 4 and The Watchers come out. Uh, yeah, so I'm thinking box office wise, Furiosa is going to have two really strong weeks here of being number one because I don't see it being unseated. I don't see Garfield surging up over it. So Furiosa will have its run until I think Bad Boys 4, right? Bad Boys 4 will be big enough. Uh, it's really weird that we've kind of got like a blank weekend there. Like I'm surprised that some other studio didn't jump on that release date for May 31st because it seems like there's going to be a bit of a gap. Now that'll be good for If and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Strangers, get out of there, please. Don't go see Strangers. Don't. It's not one of those ones that's so bad that you want to go make fun of it. It's just bad, straight up bad. So um, it'll find its place in streaming, but we don't need to send the signal to the studios that, ooh, we want more of this. It's up to 15 million already. Don't give it 20 million, guys. Don't. It's not worthy. It's not worthy. And I love horror. I do. Back to Black. Yeah, if you want to go see that Amy Winehouse picture, it's got some value. I enjoyed that. 42 million on a $28 million budget. That's not bad. People went out to see that. So that's pretty much all that's opening up. I don't know if Babes is getting a wider release or not. That's about like some pregnant lady or something like that. Yes. All right. So, Furiosa, big headliner of the week for me, and probably most people. Well, let's see. Let's move on. Deadpool and Wolverine comes out soon in July, guys. Right? Or yeah, Hugh Jackman joined Deadpool and Wolverine before telling his agent literally couldn't wait. So, like, yeah, this happens every now and then. Like his agent, even Kevin Feige said, "No, don't come back. We like, what are you doing? You're gonna upset your legacy because you ended off with Logan." It's like, well, you still got Logan, people. I'll be. I'm one of the few people that found Logan to be a little, like, I don't know. People just got intoxicated with the romantic edge of seeing Wolverine meet his demise, and that just wasn't. That didn't really appeal to me all that much. It's not about that, James. He got to have a taste as to what it felt like to be a father. It's like, well, okay, fine, I get that too. But anyway, um, I know a lot of people like it. So it was like, you're not damaging your legacy coming back to the character. I never understood that argument. I thought it was a lot of hooey. Um, and so did Hugh Jackman. So I'm glad that he's back for Deadpool and Wolverine because you know that when they made X-Men Origins Wolverine, Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds had a great chemistry. They loved working with each other, So it was like that was one of the factors that made him say, yes, I want to come back. I want to do Deadpool and Wolverine. Despite people on his council saying, maybe you shouldn't. I was on my way, I was driving, and literally just like a bolt of lightning came to this knowledge deep in my gut that I wanted to do this film with Ryan. For Deadpool and Wolverine to come back together, I swear to you, when I said I was done, I thought I was done. But in the back of my head, ever since I saw Deadpool, I was like, those two characters get together. I knew it. I knew fans wanted it ever since I put the claws on. People talked about those two, so they always had to be there. I just knew. Yeah. And you know what? So even though people said that he said that Logan was going to be his last one, and Patrick Stewart said that Logan was going to be his last one, Patrick Stewart still showed up in Multiverse of Madness, and I still think we're going to see Patrick Stewart show up again later on in perhaps Secret Wars, if he's still with us. I mean, for God's sakes, he's like mid 80s, right? Hopefully, he can hang in there. We'll see. But I'm looking forward to Deadpool and Wolverine. That's not the only headline. First day ticket sales at AMC sets a record for an R-rated movie. Yeah, so early tickets have gone on sale, and if you're in a big metropolitan area, you got to get your tickets. Well, you can, because for opening nights, it's all getting sold out. Not so much in Canada, guys. Like, and there will always be other shows. Like, they're going to add shows. The ones that are up now, like they're going to do what Taylor Swift did. Remember when the Eras Tour movie came out? And it was like, okay, pre-buy your tickets because it's going to sell out, which it did. But then, like the day before, they said, oh no, we're going to add another show like an hour before. So the guys that thought you were buying tickets for the first show, too bad. It's like, what are you doing, man? Anyway, that's why I'm not sweating it or losing sleep. I'm going to see it on the week that weekend that it opens up, regardless. So, Deadpool and Wolverine setting records for pre-ticket sales, which is a good sign. Now, I still don't think it's going to make $1 billion. I'm thinking somewhere between 700 to 900 million. If it made $1 billion, like what it needs to do to make the $1 billion is to have people come out and say, "You got to check out this movie." Because we all know we want to check it out for the banter between Deadpool and Wolverine. We know that the chemistry is going to be there. But there's got to be another angle to it. There's got to be kind of like an emotional backbone to it that makes us go like what we did with Joker. Because it's R-rated, and Joker's R-rated. Where there's an angle to it where it's like, I didn't expect it to be that emotional. I didn't expect them to hit you here. And it does have that possibility because Hugh Jackman says that he liked working with Ryan Reynolds and that the fans wanted to see this, right? There's a way that they could do it where there is going to be like two friends that like don't like each other at the beginning, then they earn respect to each other, and then one of them may have to die to protect the universe. There's a way that it could be done, and if they can pull that off and hit and make you go, holy, oh my God, like Hugh Jackman saying, why would I not want to come back and do that and deliver that for us, right? So there's a possibility there, but they got to nail that emotional backbone. Okay, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Are you looking forward to Deadpool and Wolverine? Earlier today, Beverly Hills Cop 4, Beverly Hills Cop Axel F dropped its first official trailer. July 3rd is when this movie comes out on Netflix. And my trailer reaction's up on the channel right now, guys. It debuted like 10 minutes before we went live here. That's why I'm a little bit late. And I dug it. It felt like they really nailed the tone of what we liked about the first, I would say first two, 1.5 at least, of the original Beverly Hills Cop movies. The third one was a little bit meh. It was a little too cheeky. It looks like this one has a bit more of a grounded tone, even though that sometimes like they open with a ridiculousness of them like crashing in a helicopter. But once they got into the cop car, there's like a cop car, and he makes fun of it with his wit, with that classic Eddie Murphy wit that we've all wanted to hear him come back to. This trailer delivers that, and I was pleasantly surprised by it. And you know, yeah, Eddie Murphy's been kind of swing and miss lately. You people, I said during our trailer reaction, it's not a very good movie. A lot of people didn't like coming to America too. He just, I don't know, he's been floundering, and I hope this is going to be a good return to form where people be like, um, Dolomite was good. Dolomite was good, but um, you know, this looks like it's going to be like a good action flick. And I said in my trailer reaction, this feels like it could be something that should be in theaters because it's got that
God, I
scope
missed
to
you,
it.
Axel.
Yeah, but it's going to be on Netflix July 3rd, rated R for heavy use of language. And this trailer, just like the Deadpool and Wolverine movies, drops some cursive language, which is fine. Kevin Bacon is in this, who I'm guessing is going to be like a corrupt police lieutenant or something like that. But that's fine. But we got our familiar faces back. Taggart, Judge Reinhold that we saw there in the end. Bronson Pinchot comes back in this. So I dug what I saw from the trailer. I really did. And I'm looking forward to it. Did you guys check it out? Go check out my trailer reaction if you want to see how I thought about it. But I think we may end up doing a full reaction to that movie when it comes out. Ardglass says, I guess Hugh came back with the intention of putting Wolverine to bed finally. So if he goes out in a blaze of glory, then he may be emotionally impactful. Yeah, and I just thought about that now when I was doing that story, right? Because it does appear from the trailers that they're using multiverse in this, um, and because we see the portals opening up and stuff, and they're jumping through. So I'm guessing that Deadpool has to try to set straight some kind of mix up in the multiverse, and to set things right, maybe Wolverine has to, sacrifice himself or something, and then to see that mutual respect from each other kind of pay off at the end, that could give it the heart for sure. Beverly Hills Cop 4 looks like it deserves to get a full theater treatment. It does. It does. That just goes to the testament of how good the trailer was because it sold me. I was a little hesitant. I have to admit, I was doubtful that they could go back to this franchise and make it sing again. But the trailer seems to think that seems like they've done it, which is good. And don't hold back any punches. Drop the f bombs. uh, Drop that kind of not really crass humor, but cheeky, offensive humor. Like when he gets into the cop car here, right? What does he call it? The Lego cop car or something like that kind of humor. Arrogant, kind of pompous type humor that Eddie Murphy pulled off really well in the first movie, which made people like that franchise. All right. Talking about action movies, Liam Neeson is known to put together a good action movie now and then. Liam Neeson gives up the gives cops the slip during a cross-country car chase in action thriller Mongoose. So he puts out these action films every now and then, like every year or so, he puts out a small action film because that's his bread and butter. He says that while he can still do it, he would like to continue doing action films. But then after this, I think he's doing the Naked Gun reboot, right? Liam Neeson leads cops on a wild goose chase as crowds cheer. An action thriller Mongoose. So Mongoose will be for Amazon. Liam Neeson plays Ryan Fang Flanagan, a war hero accused of a crime he didn't commit, and with nothing to lose, leads police on an epic televised cross-country car chase, helped by members of his former Special Forces Army battalion and closely monitored by a fascinated public rooting for his safe getaway. So it's got shades of like Taken 3, where he gets accused of something and he's got to run away from the cops, but he's going to be all inside of a vehicle for this one. He's a war hero who has a special forces team behind him, very much like Taken. Not really original. Doesn't seem fresh. But I always I appreciate Liam Neeson's take on a lot of stuff. And that's why I do watch his lower tier action movies and stuff, because I still like to watch them on the screen. So I'll check out this Mongoose when it comes out on Amazon. It's gotta be soon, right? Let's see if I can pull that up. Mongoose. Of course, you've got lots of movies here named Mongoose. Let's just pull up Liam Neeson, James. Our Blue World Odyssey. He's got a lot coming out. Thug, Naked Gun, Hotel Tehran, Cold Storage, Run All Night. Ice Road 2 is in pre-production. Yeah, people, I'd like to see Ice Road 2. Riker's Ghost, Charlie Johnson and the Flames, pre-production. The Mongoose. Babak Najafi, Mark Vanislow director team. Okay, so nobody else is being announced for the cast. No release date, but we got the premise. Fleeing a murder scene on 130 miles an hour in a Mustang Shelby Cobra GT 65. Okay. Keep our eyes on that. The Munsters is going to get another reboot. What? We just had one from Rob Zombie that we don't like to talk about here. But anyway, 1313, James Wan, Lindsay Anderson Beer, developing a dark reimagining of the Munsters. A dark imagining of the Munsters from James Wan. Now that sounds a little bit more interesting, because I got to be brutally honest with you guys. That Rob Zombie's Munsters was the trailers for it looks like, well, it made me like, you know how the Axel F trailer made you go, okay, I want to check this out. The Rob Zombie Munsters trailer made it look like this is amateur hour 100% with production design, costume design. It looks like cosplay. And I said, no, I'm not watching this. It came out with some bad reviews, and I was like, I'm not going to waste my time watching this crap. So, a darker version of it perhaps could work. It could. Munsters Horror Series 1313 from James Wan. If James Wan is handling it, then I could, yeah, that makes me definitely more interested. Pet Cemetery Bloodlines director Lindsay Anderson Beer. Uh-oh. Oh, my goodness gracious. Now, if you never saw Pet Cemetery Bloodlines, that's the prequel to the remake of Pet Cemetery, where they try to explain what happened to Judd. And it had some interesting ideas, and I like Natalie Allen Lynn, but it was a big swing and a miss. But it introduced me to this guy who was interesting. What was that guy's name? Jackson White? Yeah. It didn't land. So I don't him directing the Munsters reboot doesn't really kind of inspire that kind of confidence in me. So it's not like the Vision Quest story of the guy who did Picard season 3 kind of confidence. Um, Definitely not that. But James Wan gives me a little bit more confidence. So, according to Deadline, a horror series that plays on the Universal Monster series, which makes a little more sense since the Munsters is included in the vampires. Okay, yeah. The details on the horror approach have not yet been revealed. Okay. 1313 is coming our way. Atomic Monster. Anderson Beers producing the show. What do you think of the creative team reimagining the Munsters as a horror series called 1313? So that's what it's going to be called, 1313. So it won't be called the Munsters, even though it'll have the same kind of troop, right? Herman, Grandpa. They call it 1313. Gets a series order, so it'll be a series, not a movie. Huh. I don't know if I like that series, which makes sense. Does it make sense? I don't know. Ah, yeah. I don't know. Maybe you should just let this one. Yeah, I don't know why you're going back to this one. Sounds like Liam is playing John Hannibal Smith again in a spin-off A-Team movie. Glass Mikey says the feel and design of Rob Zombie's Munsters looks straight out of an Andy Warhol pop art exhibition with a neon glow. Yeah. Um, what do you? I don't know what you say to this. It just went on to solidify a little bit more that Rob Zombie is not exactly the greatest director. He says that he hated working with the studios, but I think working with the studios got the best work out of him with the restraints and the saying, no, you can't do that. We're not, no, you can't do that, Rob. We're not going to, you have to shoot what you said that you were going to shoot. And you have to shoot because we're giving you the money. And then instead of giving us stuff like this, oh, get that off my screen. I can't even look at it. Anyway, so let's not get sidetracked here. Where are we at? Spawn reboot. Yes, talking about reboots. It's all reboot today. Spawn director, more confident in the reboot now more than ever. Wow. Todd McFarlane, oh God. Yeah, he always offers a confident update. It's going to happen. I'm going to get the money myself to make it happen. Todd McFarlane. Yeah, I don't. The thing is that Spawn was. I think people are really confusing the popularity of some of these properties. Spawn would be fine if you could make it for $7 million. But with all of its visual effects and stuff, that like with the monsters and stuff, I don't know if that would work. Because if you did, it would probably end up looking like it did in the final fight of the original Spawn movie, where it looked like it was like pre-visual effects when they went down to hell, and then you got this. How do you look at that and say, let's put that up on the big screen for everybody to look at for in the theaters, guys? Shameful. It completely undid the movie. Um, like the rendering like that is atrocious. It's a premise of it's a bit like The Crow, right? He comes back to avenge a wrongdoing, and it's a cool mask. But I don't think you can go with the same kind of outfit. I don't know. So he says, other than and Todd McFarlane's been doing this. It's coming, guys. It's coming soon. I'll make it happen. Trust me. Comicbook.com. McFarlane said he was hopeful to land a distributor for Spawn around the release of Joker Folie à Deux, which he will prove that will prove the popularity of both R-rated comic book movies and uh, writer Scott Silver. So we just talked about Joker being a popular R-rated movie, right? And we just talked about Deadpool and Wolverine being a comic book R-rated movie. They can happen, but the problem is that you're overestimating the demand for it. There is a small, minute crowd, and if you were to try to make it more appealing to a bigger, wider audience, you would have to neuter them, which you don't want to see. Kind of like what happened to. I liked the Moon Knight series, but apparently it was not a very good representation of who Moon Knight was, because Moon Knight was a much more in your face type character, right? Spawn is very much in your face type of character. I just don't know if it can ever truly be done justice for the kinds of money that people are talking about. So I take his positive updates with a grain of salt for sure. Friday the 13th reboot, we talked about that. The Jason universe was going to get off the ground last week, right? Well, I guess not. Again, with these weird mixed signals. This is a day of mixed signals. Don't expect to see new Friday the 13th movie for at least 3 years. What? 3 years? Why? Because of a copyright lawsuit. You know, we don't need to go into all of that stuff about the original writer and stuff. They just announced the Jason universe last week, so what's the big holdup then? Asked about the chances of a new Friday the 13th movie happening anytime soon. Yeah, and we talked about the cancellation of Crystal Lake, right? With Brian Fuller or whatever that was going to happen. That got canceled. So something's happening, but it appears like nothing. We're quickly on our way to nothing happening with the Jason universe. So he said the major obstacle holding back the new Friday the 13th film is the reluctance of the studio to risk putting money into a horror project that might not see a huge return on investment. Well, that's why you got to go and use the Jason Blum model. Do what they did with Invisible Man, $7 million. Keep it small, keep it contained. Hire a group of actors to go out to some kind of lakeside canoeing resort. Have your script all prepped and prepared, rehearsed. Shoot it for a month, couple weekends, 3 or 4 weekends out of the end of the month for like $7 million, and then punch it up later on in post. In post-pandemic movie where people want to see it. Because what's the selling point of Jason, guys? Do we go to see it because we want to hear like a story of teenagers that are out to party and one of them is about to break up with their boyfriend? Are we seeing a Jason movie because of that? No. We're seeing a Jason movie because we want to see him dispatch people with the most extreme prejudice in gruesome and brutal ways. That's why we're going to see it. It's nothing more nuanced than that. It's hard to put together. That's just why you only need to have it be 90 minutes as well, guys. Maybe only an hour and 20 minutes. It doesn't need to be this big grandiose story. It doesn't. I've never understood why it has to be a hard thing to crack. Sean S. Cunningham. They don't know what they got. Because they're caught up in this kind of mentality. Looking forward to the show and is interested to see how they adapt the story in a new way. That's what he said about the Crystal Lake. In a new way. What do you mean in a new way? Like, is he not going to be wearing a hockey mask anymore? You can't do that. He has to have the hockey mask, right? Are you going to change his jacket? Will now be purple, or maybe it'll be fluorescent next time. I was like, what do you mean change it up? He kills people. What do you mean? We don't. And as I said, you're getting caught up in the stuff that nobody cares about. Focusing on the stuff that people do care about. Just what I would do, like that we did our little ride along treatment story of what I would do. But here's also what I would do. I would augment that now. Like I said, this would be like the second part of what I would do. Just sit down and write scenes where Jason comes in and kills people in very interesting ways. Oh, he's going to use a pickaxe. He's going to use a an electric toothbrush, or he's going to wrap somebody up in a sleeping bag. That kind of thing. Just write like audacious stuff, and then let that be the creative juices as to how do we get to that part of the story, right? Yeah, I go on about it because I'm passionate about it. I like the Jason character. Ridiculous. Give us Damian Leone. He could do it for less than 5 million and would kill. Yes, again, so people understand this too, that it doesn't need to be this big, huge, expensive thing. I don't think they should do more of these. No, that I don't. Not that I don't like them, but there isn't anywhere to go after going to hell, space, and Springwood. It's just going to be another generic Jason kills a bunch of campers story. Yes, just leave it as it is. We've got 11 fun, great movies, and that's great. Well, I wouldn't say great movies. Some of them are a little rough around the edges, like that one where it's just the farmer dressed up as Jason. What was that, number 5? An F-13 movie wouldn't be that difficult to make. The formula is so simple and works every time, yet here we are. It needs to be done on a small budget, released. So people are echoing exactly what I just said, right? Create some interesting scenes, which makes me want to go out and see that newer movie that's coming out, uh, a violent, what was that called? In a violent place, right? Is that one? Uh, in a violent nature, because that one looks like it's like a take on the slasher flick, but it's all from like the his point of view, right? We did a trailer reaction to it, but it's kind of like, yeah, there's a stalker. We see it all from his point of view of him killing people in very brutal ways, and that's what a Jason movie should be. Like, it's not that hard, right? And this movie's getting good praise in a violent nature. So some girls out there doing yoga or something gets killed by this masked slasher. In a violent nature. Maybe they need to learn some lessons from that. Hard Glass in the Viking says, I wonder if they could get around to Jason copyright by creating Son of Jason Voorhees. Well, how would that happen? Just think about that. How would that happen? I love Jason films. Or look at Fear Street to make a new Jason movie. Yeah, maybe they could use that model a little bit. Fear Street. Like going back in time, different time periods. All right, where are we at? Are we at hit or miss? Yeah, we're at 50 minutes. There wasn't really a lot of movie news out there today, but we've got a few things to talk about. The Gorge. Scott Derrickson, Anya Taylor-Joy earns PG-13 for intense sequences of violence and action. The initial reports for the new Scott Derrickson movie was going to be that it was going to be a hard R. That's what was pitched to us. That's what I remember. The Gorge with Anya Taylor-Joy and Miles Teller. Rated R for intense sequences of violence. So did they mute it? Did the studio say, well, it can't be that gory? Because Anya Taylor-Joy told Collider recently, The Gorge, I was really excited to work with Miles Teller. We're all good friends, but we've wanted to work together for a really long time. I think I was intrigued by the fact that it was a semi-genreless in the sense that it was both a love story and an action movie, so I was excited about it. An action movie? From what I understand, it's like a couple that go to a lake or something like that, and they get harassed by marauders of some kind or something. The Gorge is said to be a high-action, genre-bending love story. a blend of mystery, action, sci-fi with horror and a twist of romance. It centers on two soldiers, Anya Taylor-Joy and Miles Teller, who are tasked with guarding a seemingly never-ending gorge, with one agent posted on either side. Oh, okay. So I misread that then, or I'm getting confused with something else. So they're on either side of the gorge, but they fall in love with each other because they're guards. Seems interesting enough. Scott Derrickson, the guy who did Black Phone and the first uh, Doctor Strange movie, and Sinister, one of the best horror movies around, I would say, was given Black Phone 2 as a release date. Okay. So that means The Gorge has got to be coming pretty soon. I don't have a release date on that one, do I? Let's see if I can find something. No. William Houston. Sigourney Weaver. Cool. Greta Hansen. Nobody else really jumps off the page with me there. But that's an interesting cast. Gorge. Actually, Kevin Smith's The 4:30 movie earns an R rating for his sexual content. All right. This is the one where a bunch of kids try to sneak into movies, right? 16th features like a coming of age story. Rated R for sexual content. So, set in the summer of 1986, this is one coming of age comedy that follows three 16-year-old friends who spend their Saturday sneaking into movies at the local multiplex. But when one of the guys also invites the girl of his dreams to see the latest comedy, each of the teens will learn something serious about life and love before the end credits roll. I like it because it seems like it's going to be a little bit more serious in tone. I like it when Kevin Smith goes more serious. Uh, Red State, I'm looking at that kind of a feel, hopefully. A lot less of the Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back Yet Again movie. That was just, yeah. Cast looks good. Rated R. Hopefully it's a return to form for Kevin Smith because he needs it. Yoga Horses was oof. Jennifer Lopez and Simu Liu shut down report at Netflix's Atlas junket over Ben. Oh God, what are you doing? You know what? I feel this is where I feel sorry for some of the interviewers, like where you get a mandate because of it's J Lo, right? And there's the if you don't know, there's like the gossip of Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck are on the outs. They're flirting with divorce yet again. So when she's out promoting her new movie like Atlas that we're going to watch on Saturday, the higher ups have to ask. And and it's not as if the interviewer wants to ask, but it's kind of like, do you want the job? Yeah, but I don't really want to ask that question. But the job is to ask that question. Like, how do you preface it? I'm sorry, I have to ask this question. Is there any truth behind you and Ben getting divorced? And it's like, I feel so terrible that I would have to ask it, but you have to, right? Because I hate everything about that situation. But I guess the response was, you know better than that, right? And I just hope they didn't give the interviewer a hard time because, like people like the Perry Nemiroffs that go out and do all the interviews and stuff like that, they work hard. You got to build up a rapport with people. And when you have to ask stupid questions like that, that's when you damage your integrity, right? As a reporter, as a interviewer. It's like, well, that person really asks questions that are not that tactful, and it's like I don't want to talk to them. So you lose your credibility, and that sucks. But I'm looking forward to Atlas. I said my piece. I hope James don't tell me you know better than that. I asked him about the Blue Jays. Oh God. You know, we, yeah, we can talk about the Blue Jays for a second. The Blue Jays blew out the worst team in baseball yesterday with 9-2 or something like that. Uh, the Chicago White Sox, but the game before that 9-2 there. Yeah, the game before that they were destroyed by the White Sox, one of the worst teams in the league, right? So like the press are like, how this series should be all owned by the Blue Jays. They should never lose to a team like the White Sox. Oh, look at that! They just pounded the White Sox 9-2. Aren't they great? Aren't they the best, most offensive team you've ever seen take to the field this year? Like that's the kind of press you get in Toronto about it. It's like mine. I know better than that. I like and us Blue Jay fans should know better than that because it's like yeah they had a good score, but for the last I think 12 games they hadn't been able to score more than like 3 runs per game. Like they haven't been producing at the plate. It's been that bad. Uh, they're in the last place in the division, 4 games under 500, and they're on paper they're a much better team than this. They're just not swinging the bats well, and the bullpen's blowing games for them. And they need to have somebody in the rotation that's a little bit more solid than just Barrios. Anyway, that's enough baseball talk. Next, I don't know why all these Harry Potter stories are coming up. Guillermo del Toro told Alfonso Cuarón he was an arrogant a-hole for questioning whether he should direct Harry Potter. So Cuarón came on and directed Prisoner of Azkaban, right? And I guess at one point Del Toro was in play to direct one of them. So was there some bad blood there between Alfonso Cuarón and Del Toro? Weird. Del Toro was, I speak often with Guillermo, and a couple days after I said, they offered me this Harry Potter film, but it's really weird. They offered me this, Cuarón explained. Wait. You said you haven't read Harry Potter? I said, I don't think it's for me. In very florid lexicon in Spanish, he said, you arrogant a-hole. Is that the way Del Toro thought about Harry Potter? Weird. And we just did the story the other day about Gary Oldman talking about Harry Potter. It's weird how it's just keeping up in the zeitgeist. These weird abstract tidbits of information. That doesn't really add anything. It doesn't really change my perspective of either of these two great directors. Whatever. Andrew McCarthy assembles Emilio Estevez, Leah Thompson, and more to clear the air in the Bratz documentary trailer. Yes. So if you don't know, like in the '80s, there was like Judd Nelson, Emilio Estevez from big movies like 16 Candles and Breakfast Club, and they were partiers. Oh, there's Michael J. Fox, Robert Downey Jr. I'm sure he doesn't like to, or is that? That's not Robert Downey Jr. That's oh, what the heck is his name? Anyway, Lowe, but not Patrick Lowe. What the heck is his name? Ah, he plays the younger version of Number Two in the Austin Powers movies. Anyway, there's like a new documentary out, and I don't know why Demi Moore is in this, but I guess it's just kind of like talking about uh, the perspective, John Cryer, Yeah, he was in Pretty in Pink and other things too, right? Um, he about like the culture of like the group of people that made these movies, like how they were all friends and stuff, and they were kind of the the brats, I guess, the brat pack, right? Rob Lowe, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, it's an interesting documentary that I'd like to take a look at because I like The Breakfast Club, and yeah, there's Rob Lowe. Brats, Ali Sheedy, right? June 13 on Hulu. So it'll be a nice little trip down memory lane. It's like, do you still talk to each other? And like, it's like their perceptions of it, right? It's like they didn't really think of themselves like that. It's cool to see Emilio Estevez though. It looks um, like this is the time period where some of them did go off the rails a bit, right? With like Robert Downey Jr. and stuff. Some of them kept their heads together and landed on their feet and did good work. So I'm looking forward to this. I'd like to check this out. Brats. Uh, I'd say go check out that trailer. Next, TV headlines. Reacher season 3 cast confirms an adversary that dwarfs Alan Richson's character. A colossal challenge. So, Oliver Richter brings larger than life physicality to the poly role, elevating action to its new heights for season 3 of Reacher. I am really happy that we watched. Oh my god, this guy's huge. So this guy's going to be like one of the bad guys for Reacher season 3. This guy looks like he's short, but this guy looks like he's a mountain. It looks like this guy gives the mountain a run for his money. Wow, look at the arms on him. They're like tree trunks. And I like the older classic look of having like the big shoulders and big arms with the small chest. Like that's the way older bodybuilders used to be. Now they're like, it's got to be the big chest first. It's like whatever. You can have different aesthetics. There, it looks like he's got a bigger chest. So this guy's going to be in Reacher season 3, huh? Wow. Yeah. Compared to Alan Richson, wait to see them throw down. Let's take a look at how big this guy is. Height. Yeah. Let's just take a look at his height. 7 feet 1. Wow. 2.8 meters. How big is Alan Richson? 1.9. So 1.9 meters to 2.9. So he's still he's going to be like Alan's pretty tall too. 6'3" to 7'1". So yeah, wow. Can't wait to see that. I feel bad for Olivier Richter calling Minnie Hole due to his height. Minnie for his ceiling, yeah. Bumping your head into things 7 feet. He's a big man. He was a very big guy. I stand 6 feet 5 inches tall, and I center myself quite carefully to walk through a standard 30-inch doorway. This guy was at least 6 inches taller than me, and probably 10 inches wider across the shoulders. He probably outweighed me by 200 pounds, maybe more. Yeah. Well, that this ramps up my excitement for Reacher season 3, guys. If you haven't watched our watch-alongs for season 1 and 2, I implore you to go watch those because it is a good series. It's surprising how well crafted it is too, because it hooks you in. It makes you want to watch the next episode right away. Very much like the way that Fallout was. Looking forward to that. Is that the last headline, James? Yeah, apparently there's going to be like 2 Alien spin-offs now that are going to happen for TV shows. We know that we're getting the new Alien Romulus, and then there's going to be like a Wayland Utani show or something now that they want to try to develop. I'm not too interested in that. That's the evil corporation that makes them go after looking for the alien. Do we need to see something about that? I don't. I'm not interested in that. The scripts are done. And then yeah, there was going to be another show, and I don't know. I hope Alien Romulus comes along and says, "Oh, this is the way that we should be going with these movies, right?" And say, "Okay, Fede Alvarez did a great job. Do we need a TV show that's kind of like neutered?" I would say no. Filming is taking place in Thailand. Variety revealed that Alien will be filming in Thailand. Really? And then the visual effects for it. It's got to be CGI. It can't be man in suit. Puppetry, a mix of puppetry and CGI. I just don't know. I don't know. All right, that's all I have in the can. That's a bit of a pass for me. Right now, anyway, until I learn more. Let's go over to the Twitterverse to see if I missed anything. First look at Willem Dafoe in Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. Are we getting some character posters now? So is that his skull? He's going to be playing a dead ghost? That's very Dafoe, I would say. New clip for Kinds of Kindness. New trailer has been released. Is it really a trailer or is it just a featurette? Because this looks like it's more of a featurette. If there's a new trailer, we'll react to it now. It looks like it's a new trailer. Okay, there's Monica Bellucci playing his wife, right? Oh, there's the shrunken head guy. All right, if this is a new trailer that's just dropped, then we'll watch it. I'll react to it. Let's do that. Yeah, we'll do that. Jacob Elordi is the newest brand of ambassador. Okay. Hamlet. Josh O'Connor. Anya Taylor-Joy. Holy moly, look at that. Gonna give that the old heart. I'm just mesmerized by her. Wow. Oh, like she's barely wearing anything here, guys. But you're still like drawn to her line. Lucy Hale at Cannes. Glenn Powell and Jennifer Lawrence reportedly turned down roles in the upcoming Jurassic World. Yeah, I heard that Glenn Powell turned down Jurassic World. And I do think I remember they wanted Jennifer Lawrence and then Scarlett Johansson took it, right? Huntington, Glenn Powell will begin filming this summer. A raucous revenge thriller about an heir to $1 billion fortune who will stop at nothing to get what he deserves. Okay. More Glenn Powell headlines. Why is Julia Roberts there? Luca Guadagnino's after the hunt. Oh, that's why. Andrew Garfield. Vision series will premiere 2026. Yeah, we talked about that. House of the Dragon, You Must Choose. New poster for season 2, June 16th. So I'm going to have to sign up for Max June 16th because we will be watching that as well. So next month is going to be busy because we've got The Acolyte to start, and that's going to bleed right into House of the Dragon. So we're going to have a busy month with reactions. Andrew Scott says Taylor Swift's new album is sensational. Well, I agree with that too. Seems somebody has good taste in music. New character posters for House of the Dragon Season 2. If you didn't know, I'm Black Table. I'm not Green Table. I'm not rooting for the green side at all. Rachel Ziegler, Kid O'Connor to star in music video. Okay, nice, good for them. Romeo and Juliet. I think that's it, guys. Bohemian Rhapsody. Hunter Schafer covers the latest issue of Vogue Italia. Mikey Madison and Nora Photocall. Alrighty then. So that's it. Let's see if I can find that trailer for Beetlejuice 2. Yeah, there it is.
Here's a preview.
There it is. So this is where we'll end the show, but I will record our reaction live, so I'm going to cut it out after. Yeah, all right. See you guys next time on Mirror Domains. Okay, so this will be cut up and put up on the channel later on by itself. We're going to cut out the live chat. Put up our trailer reaction logo. Do I need to put in Beetlejuice for IMDb? I think I probably should pull that up just in case. Yep. Just getting our materials together here, guys. Alrighty. Alrighty. And I apologize for audio qualities lately. What's happening is that I'm trying to set my microphone to cut out fan noise, and I've readjusted a lot of the settings because I have to try to move it a little bit closer to my mouth, and in doing that I've got to adjust the audio gains and stuff, which has made me kind of had to re-equalize a lot of things. So I apologize if it sounds choppy or now and then, but we'll see. All right, let's watch this trailer. Beetlejuice is coming out September 6th, guys. They just dropped another trailer for it, and I thought we would check it out.
Here's a preview. Be warned, it's intense.
Winona Ryder. Okay. Yeah, the first one was just really a teaser, right? And it showed all of this stuff.
Can't believe Grandpa's dead.
Death is hard.
Yeah, sometimes I think life is harder.
So that is the dad that died. Her dad died. That's the funeral that they're at.
When I was a teenager, a trickster demon terrorized our entire family and tried to force me to marry him.
Okay, so it's giving a little bit more context now.
I believed he was gone forever until you found this in the attic.
Ew. Who's Beetlejuice?
Don't ever say that name.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
No, Astrid, I am serious. If you say his name 3 times,
Winona Ryder.
here.
Awesome.
Beetlejuice.
The juice is loose.
Come on.
I'm gonna make you so happy.
Say it's showtime. We need to hear it, right?
The living.
The
Ooh.
dad. Can they
Monica Bellucci?
coexist?
That's what we're here to find out.
Yeah. I just want to see Michael Keaton play. Bellucci, Jenna Ortega, Willem Dafoe.
Where's Beetlejuice?
Oh, the worms look better. They're CGI, but okay.
Beetlejuice.
Feel free to express yourselves. Don't be afraid.
You're a figment of my imagination.
Really? Just a figment of your imagination?
Come on, say it's showtime. They didn't. But, okay. Beetlejuice, September 6th, guys. What do you think about that trailer? Is there a postcard part? Ew. Yeah. Now that laugh sold me. She looks at him and is like, ew. She recognizes him. That's Catherine O'Hara. She's awesome. Look at the makeup on him and stuff. I'm glad that they went back to this aesthetic. This is fantastic. Ew. Tim Burton, guys. Jenna Ortega. Let's see what people are saying. Damn, Jenna being a straight up millennial saying his name so quickly. He's back. The OGs are back, baby. Yeah, they might have nailed this one. I think so. Just like the Beverly Hills Cop 4 trailer nailed the tone of the originals. It looks like this nailed the tone, right? Anyone else feel like they are going back in time? Yeah, it does feel like it. And it's good because it's made by Tim Burton, people who understand the property, right? That was awesome. I can't wait to see this movie. More and more people are watching. Love that it looks great. The juice is loose. It's maravilles. So it looks like his wife is going to be maybe the enemy in this one, right? Because he escapes hell or something, and then Monica Bellucci's character wants to come out and find him. I like that angle when she's like, oh, where is he? Willem Dafoe being some kind of counselor or something, maybe. You know how they have like those like lawyer types for the undead. Winona Ryder, though, I think is awesome. It's going to be cool to see these two back on the big screen, sharing the same screen again. I don't know why Catherine O'Hara's there, though. Maybe she's looking for Jenna Ortega. But I dig what I'm seeing here. I am. The update with the sandworms in the underneath world. Yeah, she looks evil here. Still gorgeous. I don't care if she's got staples on her face. Yeah, why is that not showing me there? So this is the underneath world where it's kind of like in between, right? So I wanted to take a look at the sandworms and then we'll wrap it up again. Yeah, it's not the stop motion, but it's CGI. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. What do you guys think about this trailer for Beetlejuice? September 6th is when it comes out. I'm digging it. The cast looks great. Justin Theroux, yeah. Catherine O'Hara. Awesome, man. Awesome. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below, and we will talk about it. Hey, if you like to talk movies and stuff, you like to watch these reactions, we did one for the new Beverly Hills Cop movie. That's up on the channel as well. But we also talk about like the new Superman suit, trailer reactions for The Rings of Power and House of Dragon Season 2 are up on the channel. Movie reviews for Back to Black, The Strangers Chapter 1, If, I Saw the TV Glow, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and later on today, Furiosa review will be up on the channel. Fallout series full reactions. And then we do movie news throughout the week where we talk about all the trending movie news headlines of the day. What do you guys think? If you like this kind of stuff, come here and join us on Mirror Domains.